EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for January 2nd, 2024. It is the new year, and I did not get to say Happy New Year to you on Sunday because I was just incredibly sick, and a lot of that's going around right now, and I just could not get through a paragraph of the video. I tried, but the Weather Weekly's video on Sunday I could not do this week because I was just so sick, and I apologize for that, but feeling a lot better now, and it's a little nasally, so if you hear that a little bit in the video, just please bear with me. But I am on the mend here, or heading in the right direction at least. The Tuesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. With the winter season settling in, you'll probably be spending a little bit more time inside over the next few months. Why not add a little color to the inside of your home or home office, or freshen up that kitchen or bathroom that gets so much use? They specialize in residential and commercial repaints, wallpaper removal, and they can apply any custom colors that your heart desires. You want the job done right from someone who knows what they're doing and aren't going to cut corners? Mark Damiani Painting is family-owned and operated with over 40 years in business, so you can't go wrong with their exceptional attention to detail and great customer service, serving the southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them now to schedule a free estimate at 484-571-9233. That number is right above me here in the video. And mention EPAWA to receive 15% off the total cost of any job scheduled between now and March 2024. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Tuesday video forecast. So a little bit of a busier day, a busier week ahead here. We have a winter storm threat this weekend. That is not a fake news thing. This is an actual threat. I know haven't had a winter so far, but we've been saying for weeks now this is going to change. Just be patient. And sure enough, this is going to be starting. So we have today as a mostly sunny day. You see above me, actually the next couple days are mostly sunny, but seasonably chilly. 40 to 44 today is a spread, 41 to 46 on Wednesday. Okay, so that's technically very slightly above average, but it's still chilly outside. And despite the best efforts of full sunshine, it will not do much. Once we get to Wednesday night, we have a weak northern stream system crossing over the Great Lakes. It's hard to see here. There's a little bit of snow shower activity with this as this northern stream system moves through. So we'll just put a big X here where this is. There's a area low pressure off the southeastern U.S. coastline. These two are not going to meet up link up until it gets offshore out in this area. These will kind of merge together and form a stronger low as it does so, but it'll be too late for our region. So we've got a few snow showers out of that in a few spots, and the NAM overnight does show this. Late in the overnight, could be a few snow showers that might go into early Thursday morning, especially in our southeastern areas closest to that area low pressure developing. This northern stream stuff's going to fall apart as it merges in with that low pressure offshore. And so we're not expecting really much of anything, just a few mood flakes, and that's it. Not really sticking, but that's going to be late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, and then clouds will be giving way to sun in the afternoon here on Thursday, and things are going to be improving. It is going to turn colder again, colder than average, in fact, by a couple degrees as we get into later Thursday. Thursday night is going to be a very cold night with mostly clear skies. And Friday is likely not getting out of the 30s across the entire region. So it's going to be a colder Friday, despite mostly sunny skies with high pressure sitting right over top of the region. Then we get into the weekend storm signal. Now, this has been a storm signal we've had in our long-range outlook since the Friday, December 22nd long range. Okay, and this is so when I put these storm signals up in the long range, I'm not just picking random dates. This isn't the Farmer's Almanac, right? So, there's a method behind my madness. It is proprietary, so I'm not going to show you how I do it because no model was showing it at that point. And then all of a sudden, hey, there's the storm signal in the 6th and 7th time frame that you had there for a couple weeks. Well, how'd you do that? Well, don't worry about it. But I did it. So this is what we do. We identify these signal periods. These are favorable periods with teleconnections and things that are going on the other side of the globe and everything else. There's a lot that goes into it. But there is a storm that will be in the Gulf or northwestern Gulf here, or the southern lower Mississippi Valley area, whatever you want to call that. And it does move up the coast here and bring, yes, accumulating snow in our first winter storm threat. Not only this season, but this might be the first significant snowstorm that we've had in a couple years. I mean, it's been a very dry couple of years as far as snow is concerned. I think I know most of the region didn't really get too much last year. I know Allentown specifically. I live about 5 miles north of there, and we had 5.3 inches last year. So, we can get that easily in this storm alone. So, they could eclipse all of last year with one storm by itself. So this is going to come in, it looks like, late in the day, Saturday. Could it be Saturday, like mid to late afternoon? It starts and then goes through the evening. Most of it falls overnight, and then it ends, it looks like, on Sunday morning, tapering to snow showers, and then coming to an end. That is the general time frame that we're looking at for this system. But there is still some track uncertainty, and there's going to be a sharp cutoff here, because this low pressure is tracking relatively close to the coast, and the water there is a little bit warm yet. You get an onshore fetch from that water, and so places like South Jersey, Delaware, even the Philadelphia metro, I really wouldn't expect a whole lot. You're not saying you can't get anything in Philadelphia, you can, but I think this is going to be a north and west type system, okay? Just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with. This is a graphic that I use in the forum today. I just want to show you what this looks like. These are all different bullet points of things that affect this storm. Our storm here is this bullet point number 4. But there's 7 other things that are going to influence and factor in where exactly this tracks, how intense it is, and who gets snow and who gets rain, okay? There's a lot of things that go into this, and these are just some of the features on here. I'm not going to go through every single bullet point. I have this in the forum, and if you are a forum member, you can read up on what that is. But it'll say right as far as placement, biggest keys, I think, are going to be the southwestern U.S. trough, and how that affects this little ridge that's going to be just east of the Rockies will determine amplification of this storm and how, where it exactly tracks. So that is going to be key to this whole situation, and we're going to follow that over the next couple of days. But just to show you what we deal with, I mean, it's not an easy thing, okay? Especially in this area when you're dealing with rain snow lines. We're dealing with that often in winter. This is not a new thing. But I do think this is not a setup for freezing rain, maybe some sleet a little bit, but I don't think you're going to have any freezing rain. It's going to be either cut or dry. It's going to be either rain or snow for most areas, and it's going to be a sharp cutoff of where that is. So it could be Philadelphia metro, or the city itself might be getting rain. You go up, up to, a little bit northwest there, like Norristown, and it's snowing like crazy, okay? It doesn't take much. There's not much of a shift. And a lot of this is going to be, I think, the way I see it right now, is going to be following the fall line. The fall line is a separation between the coastal plain and the Piedmont, which is a higher elevation area. So you see a lot of our snow maps going through like this, and you say, well, why are we always cutting this off right here? Right along I-95, or pretty close to it. This is actually northwest of I-95 a little bit, by a couple miles. But the point remains that you're changing elevation there. So because you're changing that elevation and going to the Piedmont area, these areas you typically do better than areas further south and east in these kind of setups, and this is a perfect setup for that. Now, I do think you have to go a little bit further than that, take this extended up a little bit further northwest to get into the heavier snow potential. Once you get up closer to the I-78 corridor, that includes northern Bucks, northern Montgomery, places like that, and areas northwest, you can get into some pretty decent snow out of this, and I'm talking about 6+. Not out of the question this storm dumps a foot of snow for somebody. I don't see that being an unrealistic expectation at this point. So we have a long way to go, though, so I don't want to jump the gun on accumulations, but we have to figure out the track first and where the rain snow line is before we get into that. Obviously, the best chance is going to be in the far northwestern areas where it's colder typically anyway, especially the mountainous regions. So we'll see where we trend this week. GFS, the rain this evening, this is hot off the press, does something very similar to what the European model does. Again, takes that track very close to the coast here. Interior snows northwest of I-95, get hit pretty hard, in fact, in the same general time frame. The GFS was a little bit slower with this. Now it has sped up in its most recent run to match what the European model has. So that timeline of Saturday afternoon becoming heavy in the evening and overnight, and then tapering to snow showers on Sunday morning still holds here on the GFS as well. So it's looking like that you could have a pretty solid hit if this holds. But this is only Tuesday. This is something that's coming on Saturday. A lot can happen between Tuesday and Saturday. Which is why we're not putting out snow maps on a Tuesday. That would be ridiculous. Okay, we're going to wait until at least Thursday to do that. Same thing with going into storm mode, all that stuff if that's necessary. A lot of shifting around can be happening over the next couple of days. We don't even have the short-range models in place yet. So it's just something we're monitoring right now. I do think there's a very high likelihood of a storm. Again, the rain snow lines for specific areas still has to be worked out. I would say, again, southeast of I-95, you're going to struggle. And it might be mostly rain or a mix at best, and then going to rain, something like that. We'll see. But there's a lot of things that can happen between now and a couple days from now. So just keep following throughout the week, and I'll give you the latest updates every day as I have them. But that's generally the week ahead in a nutshell. Looks like once we get past this on Monday, we go back to partly cloudy skies, and we remain seasonably chilly into early next week. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich. That is your outlook for January 2nd, 2024. Have a great Tuesday.